What's going on? What's good? What's happening? Happy Tuesday. 2 days away. 2 days away from Thanksgiving. And I'm just dropping in on your shout out to everybody who's watching. We got folks on Webinar Jam watching. We got folks on Google Plus watching. We got my Platinum Bricks watching. Shout out to everybody all around the world who has joined me today. Because we gonna talk, because I talk about everything from weight loss to relationship to finances, to having God conversations, because that's what I do. That's what you get when you get me. You get everything. You just don't get one thing because I'm not built that way. I just can't give you just one thing when I got so much to offer, so much to give you. So I'm like Anita Baker. I'm giving you the best that I got, like every day. So let me shout out some folks. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Mick, what's going on? Who else I got with me? Hey, Natasha, good morning. Good morning. Who else I got with me? Hey, Tasha Whitner, what's good? Let me talk relationships with you, if I could. Let me talk relationships. Let's have a relationship. Hey, Tania, let's have a relationship conversation. Now, let me tell you how all of this started. Okay? Let me tell you how all of this started. I'm one of those people who pays attention. So I was, just looking through my news feed, and I saw a person that I know very, very well, very attractive young lady, and essentially, in a sense, like how y'all do that little subliminal stuff on Facebook to where you kind of like talking at people on the low and on the slide. You say you might use some Maya Angelou quotes, or you might use some Joyce Meyer quotes to kind of like show what kind of mood you're in. And one of the things that I noticed about this young lady, she was talking about, basically, it takes a good woman in order to be able to this. And when you find a good woman, hold on to her because you never know it. In other words, she sounded like she was trying to subliminally talk to a brother who may have been interested but somehow lost this interest. So she was essentially building a case subliminally on why, he should stay in and why she would make for a good candidate on the slide, on the subliminal tip. Hey, Lonnie. So, hey, Opal. So it got me to thinking, and I'm like, this has always been my thing. Stop dating and dealing with blind people. I always say, stop dealing with the Stevie Wonders and the Ray Charles and the 5 blind boys of Alabamas of the world, because if they can't see your value, they shouldn't be in your life. If they don't understand what you bring to the table at some point, you have to stop bringing it to the table. See, that becomes a you thing. You see what I'm saying? Because anytime you have to become a lawyer, and let me give you the inside on this. Anytime you have to become a lawyer and you have to build a case, you've already lost that relationship. It's already done. It's already over. And it makes you look bad. Makes you look horrible. The worst thing you can do is give your attention to somebody who isn't giving it back to you. You see what I'm saying? So let that thing go, because again, you got to stop dealing with blind people who don't see your value, who kind of, in a sense, take you for granted. It's kind of like, okay, I've been there, done that. Boom, I'm putting it to the side. Then here you come. Every good man needs a woman, and behind every good man is a woman. Like, you're building your case. Stop. If you understand your value and you understand what you can do, you ain't even worried about that. You thanking God for unanswered prayers, because how many times have you in your past been, you done prayed for somebody, or you done prayed for something to work out, and then it didn't work out, and you're so thankful that it didn't work out, and you sitting there like, I thank God for unanswered prayers, because God knew, had I still been there, I'm sure if you were to sit back and look at some of your past stuff that you done prayed about, hope for, wish for, 5-10 years ago, and to see how that person turned out, you like, dang, I thank God for unanswered prayers. I don't know about you, but I've had plenty of situations where I've been like, Lord, I'm so glad you broke that up. I'm so glad that you had foresight and you already knew how she was going to end up being. I'm so glad you saved me. Thank you. Thank you for unanswered prayers. Let me also say this too. Stop that. I saw something that was real crazy. And it basically read something like this. It was a quote about getting up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. And the quote kind of went like this. I'm paraphrasing. It had Kermit the Frog, and how we then made Kermit the Frog the voice of women and men alike is crazy to me. I don't know how Kermit the Frog has become the standard bearer for Black America, but that's neither here nor there. Now, what it said was on the post, it's 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and I wanna get up. But then I thought about it. That same body has been pulling the same niggas all these years. So I went back to bed. See, that's the problem right there. See, we always so focused on, but first of all, and forgive me for saying this for those who are just racially conscious, stop dealing with niggas. How about that? Stop dealing with it. Get yourself, see, in the poll, she was so worried about the niggas that she used to deal with that she always has attracted. But this is the thing. When you deal with niggas, it never pays off. There's no payoff to that. See, she worried about the niggas, but she need to be focusing on that man, getting that man. So instead of worrying about pulling those niggas and getting the attention of those niggas, you need to be focused on getting your attention on that one man who could change your life. You need to start changing your perspective on what you're trying to attract. Stop worrying about attracting boys and focus on attracting that man. See, it's quality over quantity. Because again, whenever you have to sift through mess, you waste years in the best years of your life. How many times have you looked at an individual and you said, I wasted the best years of my life on you. I wasted my prime with you. You don't want to do that. But when you attract a whole bunch of bottom class people who can't do nothing for you, that's what you do. You waste your life. You waste your time. And let's face it, you ain't going to be young forever. So if you're 35 and you're 40, still having the same conversations you were having when you're 21, 22, 23, you're going to miss the boat on a whole bunch of things. I'm telling you what I know. So again, stop trying to convince people how great you are. And also have a vision of what you want. See, and that's the other problem. You don't have a vision of what you want. You don't. Your dude could walk right past you and you wouldn't even know who he was because you've never stated an idea of who you want. You're not specific. Even if you're single, you're like, please send me a man, Lord. A man. Do you know how many millions of men walk the earth who might pass by you daily, standing in the middle of a huge city, and they'll just walk past you? But again, you wouldn't be able to identify who was yours because you don't even have an idea of who you want. You see what I'm saying? And it's one of those deals to where everything has always been misplaced. I mean, think about it. Even when we were in high school, junior high, maybe in college, people would say, I want a thug. Now let's look at that. Let's look at your current thugs. Yeah, I want a roughneck. I want a thug. Now, most roughnecks, most thugs probably are in jail or have been in jail. So which basically means it's hard for you to find work. Which means that if you're of a certain standard, they're not going to be able to afford you anyway, but that's what you want. I want a thug. Now, by the time you realize that that ain't it, you 30, 35, 40. And again, you done wasted the best years of your life chasing something that can't produce for you, can't afford you the lifestyle you want and deserve. So by the time you figure stuff out, shoot, the good ones are taken. So now you're going to have to regroup and be like, you know what? I want this, 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 and this. Boom, I'm good. For 100 things that you want in the person. Get you 3, 4, 5 that you can deal with. 80% rule. If you can find somebody that you digging 80% of, and of the time, you good. But if you looking for everything to be perfect, you in for a long ride. You better start prioritizing, because I know some of the sexiest women on the planet who are manless because they always find something wrong with people. Oh, I don't like how he is. Why he always slurp? Yeah, but the fool make, 6 figures, love your butt to death, but you don't want to deal with him because of a few things you don't like. Okay, let's stop doing that. Because again, you're going to miss out on a whole bunch of good candidates just because of something small. Because you're picky. Because you nitpick. And let's just be real. A lot of times, y'all nitpick because you don't want to commit, because you don't want to get hurt again. Okay? So, well, you have to kind of fool yourself into at least trying. If you have a bad day at work, do you quit your job? If your kid acts ridiculous, do you kick him out the house forever or kick her out the house forever? No. Or if you don't, if something tastes bad, do you quit eating? No. So stop trying to avoid relationships. Having a relationship is awesome, especially when you find a good one. It will completely and totally change your world when you find somebody who can actually help to make you better. And ladies, let me also say this too before I go. Okay, stop looking for people who have potential. Because the first 2 letters of potential is P-O, which is Poe. And that's where they will leave you. Poe and dried up. You want somebody that's basically done. That's basically complete. They still can have room to grow, but they should, at a certain age, they should already have certain things. They should already be, at a certain level. They're not still trying to figure it out. Not when you're 30. He should not be living at home with his mama at 30. He still shouldn't be trying to figure it out at 35. Because let's face it, as the good book says, you can always tell a person by the fruit that they produce. So if a person's fruit isn't there, but they talking a good game about what they're about to do, or let's go a little bit deeper. How about the folks who always talk about what they used to be? Okay, if you hadn't been popping in the last 5 or 10 years, you might want to step away from that person because they're the type of person who lives in their past. You don't need somebody who lives in their past. You need somebody who's already legitimate, not still trying or not trying to figure it out. Because again, I always look at it from the standpoint of this. If a person don't mind messing up their life, they're not going to mind messing up your life. So it's kind of like you don't want to be guilty by association. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to be guilty. It's kind of like, have you ever just, and this is kind of like how you do, and this is kind of like how life is. You remember those little cassettes we used to have? It might read Belle Biv DeVoe, but it might play something else because you done put the little tape, in the little creases the way you done recorded over the original song. So you still might hear, it's driving me out of my mind. And that's why but up under you hear, lately I had the strangest feeling. See, that's what happens. Now, your stuff done spliced up with somebody else's. Now, you hear two different things, but that's how it is when you get with a person who has potential. Because their stuff bleeds into your stuff eventually, and now your stuff is just as jacked up as their stuff is. See, that's why you have to find a person that's already made, who, guess what? When they get you, will already be made better just because they have vision and they understand and they acknowledge, dang, I got me something good. Who I like coming home to. No, I ain't hanging out with the boys like that no more. I got something good. And you don't have to convince dudes like that of your value because they know. And then they're rushing to keep you, not because it's cuffing season, but because they want to make you the missus. They want to lock you down. They want to change your last name, and you don't have to go through a Facebook post subliminally trying to convince somebody who don't want you no more. See, you want somebody who wants you, who loves you, who appreciates you, versus trying to convince and plead your case on why you might be the one. So stop doing that. Again, point of the story, stop dating blind people. Get with somebody who sees your greatness, who sees how awesome you are, who sees how gorgeous you are, and wants to make you a permanent part of their life. So how about that? So I just want to drop that on y'all. I love y'all. Have an awesome day. For the bricks who are watching, we're about to throw up your homework so you can go ahead and make yourself even finer. And let me also say this too, for those that are non-bricks. You up your value when you get finer. The finer you get, the more people you can choose from. That's how that goes. Have you seen, for those people who are not on my page, for those people who really don't even understand what we doing and how great and how big we're doing it. So sometimes, let me clue you in. The most attractive people gets the buffet. They get to choose more versus somebody who done gave up on life, who ain't really trying to prove themselves. They might be able to get, just a smaller portion over here versus the person who is gorgeous, who gets to have all the buffet, all of it. Boom, give me the fruit, shoot, give me the breakfast, give me they get better choices. So that's why I'm always pushing, get finer, get better, in all areas of life, so you'll have better choices to choose from versus the old choices that have proven themselves unworthy of you. See, you need to upgrade. It's kind of like the Beyonce song, I'm going to upgrade you. And that's what you do when you improve your look, when you improve your body, when you improve your mind, when you improve your self-esteem, when you improve your spirit. I'm telling you. And that's why I always push, get better in all phases of life, because when you do, guess what? you have more people to choose from that, you know, you probably, because see, a lot of times, and let me also clue you in. This is how you know if you've grown or haven't grown. Okay. If the same dude who you used to date 2-3 years ago still hollering at you and kind of like, hey girl, what you doing? If you still getting those hey, how you doing calls, you hadn't grown. You hadn't moved on. And they know you hadn't moved on because they will hit you up every now and again. Hey girl, I was just checking in to see what you doing. You good? Right. Because at the end of the day, when you've outgrown people, they know. They know not to even call. So again, expand your territory by getting yourself finer, by getting yourself even more banging up. Because again, I'm telling you, the finer you get, the more choices you have. And that's what we're trying, that's the position we're trying to get you into, getting you better quality and a better, greater person who can, guess what, afford you. So that's what's up. Because you high end. You know, not everybody can drive a Bentley, a Lamborghini. You know, there's certain things in life that people just can't buy. And that's how we're gonna set you up to be of that quality and to be of that great and to be on that level and have that status of, you know, if you trying to holler at Wilma, if you trying to holler at Opal, if you trying to holler at Minnie or Tasha, you better bring your game, and your game better be up here or it better exceeds up here. Or don't even try to holler. If your money ain't right, don't try to holler. If you ain't ready for something that's going to improve your life, don't step to it. Don't waste their time because you can't afford it. You better have your credit score right if you're trying to holler at these ladies. And that's how we want to set you up. And that's the idea, the fundamental idea of being a brick, being of a certain status to where, again, no, people can't afford you. People can't afford you, and they won't even try to holler at you because they know you're above their pay grade. So that's what we're pushing. So y'all have a great day. Hey, Rwanda. Hey, Pamela. Good morning. Love y'all. Let's have an awesome day. Never settle for less than your value. Understand that you are here and you're of a certain grade. You're of a certain status. And again, if anybody tries to holler at you, they better be on that level. Love y'all. Be good. I'm gone.